Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here, your physics lecturer, welcoming you all in today's lecture. So in our previous lecture, I have explained you that how energy is conserved with the example of a freely falling ball. Now today, let's take another example of a swinging pendulum. So here in front of you, you have one pendulum. This is one rigid support. Through this support the pendulum is hanging. Okay, M is the mid position of the pendulum. Okay, this is the position of the mid position of the pendulum. Then we stretch pendulum a little this side and then we leave it. Okay, so when we leave the pendulum, it starts moving in this direction. Okay, like this it will start moving from P1 to P2. Now let's see that how the energies are there in this pendulum. So when the pendulum is at the extreme points, what are the extreme points of pendulum? P1 and P2. These are the two extreme points. So when the pendulum reaches P1 or P2, it is having the potential energy, entirely the potential energy, because when the pendulum reaches to P1, okay, here at P1 the kinetic energy becomes 0, and that's why pendulum again tries to come to its mean position, that means back to this direction. Okay, but because the pendulum is having some momentum, so it cannot stop in the mid direction, but it will move here at the right hand side direction and reaches this point P2. At point P2 again its kinetic energy becomes 0, and again the pendulum changes its direction and it tries to move to the mean position again, and that's why it moves in the opposite direction again. So here at the two extreme points, the kinetic energy of the pendulum is 0. That means here what kind of energy the pendulum is having? The pendulum is entirely having the potential energy. Okay, so at point P1 kinetic energy is 0, only potential energy is there. So mechanical energy at point P1 is kinetic energy plus potential energy, that is 0 plus mgh equals to mgh. Similar to point P1, point P2 is also having the potential energy only. So there also the total energy will be mgh. But at the midpoint, the pendulum is not having the potential energy, because potential energy is obtained by any object when it is not in its natural position. Okay, and because the mean position is the natural or initial position of the pendulum, so that's why there no potential energy will be there, and whatever energy the pendulum is possessing at that time will purely be the kinetic energy, half mv square. So here we can see that when the pendulum is moving, at some point we are having potential energy, at some point we are having kinetic energy, and the points, okay, see P1 and P2 are the extreme points, M is the midpoint. At P1 and P2 we are having potential energy, and at point M we completely have the kinetic energy, but some other points are there in between P1 and M and P2 and M. Some other points are there, so in those points there will be combination of potential and kinetic energy. Okay, when the pendulum moves from M to P1 this direction, that time kinetic energy slowly changes to potential. At P1 it becomes completely potential. When the pendulum again moved in the opposite direction, the potential energy started changing into kinetic. Okay, and at M it entirely become kinetic energy. And similar thing happened when the pendulum moved in this direction and again in this direction. So here we can see that in course of motion of the pendulum, the energy changes its form. So here also we have proved the law of conservation of energy, that energy neither created nor destroyed, but it only changes its form. Okay, and here is one table which is telling the position and the energy related to that position. So P2 and P1, okay, which are the extreme positions. Here this P2, sorry, here this is P2 and this is P1. So at these two extreme position, the object is having the potential energy, and at M main position, the object is having the kinetic energy. So I hope you all have understood that in each type of motion there is transformation of energy. Now let's again discuss energy transformation, and here we will see some examples as well. So energy can be converted from one form to another. Okay, we have already seen the example of pendulum in which potential and kinetic energy, these two energy were changing their form. Okay, in hydropower station where the electricity is produced with the help of water, so there the potential energy of water is first used, and it is converted into kinetic energy. That kinetic energy of water rotates the turbine, so there it becomes the mechanical energy because turbine is moving, so mechanical work is going there, so that becomes mechanical energy. That mechanical energy rotates the shaft of generator, and then in generator the electricity is generated. So there the potential energy of the water which is there in the reservoir, that energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, and that directly doesn't convert it into electrical energy, but it passes through a particular process. Okay, first the kinetic energy was converted in potential energy was converted into kinetic energy, then kinetic energy was converted into mechanical, and then at last mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Okay, now here in this table we have some more examples that how energy transform its form. So electric lamp, when we switch on electric lamp we get light. Electric lamp works on electricity, so here the electrical energy is converted or transformed into light energy. Then electric bell, here electrical energy transform into sound energy. Heater, in heater the electrical energy transforms into heat energy. Then electric motor is there, electric energy transforms into mechanical energy. So whatever electronic devices are there, in that electric energy is there, and that electric energy changes into so many other forms. Now the fifth one is cell. In cell, chemical energy transforms into electrical energy. Engine, in engine chemical energy transforms into mechanical energy. Why I am saying chemical energy for engine? Because in engine we use petrol, diesel or some kind of fuel, and that fuels are basically the chemicals. Okay, so there that chemical energy transform into mechanical energy. Because of petrol and diesel engine our vehicles run, that means they move, they do the mechanical work, so their petrols are chemical, and because of petrol the mechanical work is happening, so chemical energy transform into mechanical energy. Then seventh is cooking stove. In cooking stove we are having the chemical energy in form of LPG gas, and because of that LPG gas we are getting heat, that is thermal energy. Okay, I hope all the transformations are clear to you. Okay, then some more transformations are there. Inverters, in inverters electrical energy transform into chemical energy. Inverters are there which works like battery. Okay, so here inverters are charged with the help of electricity, so their electric energy transform into chemical energy. Then solar cells are there. In solar cells the light coming from the sun, okay, that are converted into electrical energy, so light energy transform into electrical energy. And then 10th one, cycling. So here in cycling we push the pedals, that means we are applying the muscular force, that is muscular energy there, and because of that the cycle is moving, that means mechanical work is happening there. So in cycling our muscular energy transform into kinetic energy. Okay, so these are some example of transformation of energy. I hope now you all have understood very clearly that how in our day to day life in so many places, at so many places, in so many things, the energy transform from one form to another form. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. See you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care, do some productive work, and the most important thing, be healthy, be safe.